Hey everybody, I am coming making this video message and I want to tell you to not ever allow your spirit of humility to change you for the worse. The reason why I am making this video message is because I want to always periodically remind the body of Christ how critical it is to carry the spirit of humility. But what I don't want you all to do is to misconstrue humility for you being dumb, for you being a yes man or a yes woman, or for you to allow people to do and say what they want to you, or you even hiding yourself and not speaking up, especially in the face of evil, or rebuking, correcting, and calling out people or a person who is out of order in some fashion. That is what this message really is about. A lot of people, they confuse humility with you just allowing people, like I said, to just do whatever they want to you, because there's a fear with some people that carry this spirit, and they will feel like, you know what, if I'm humble, even though I'm uncomfortable or I feel uneasy and anxious about this situation, if I say something, I'm going to come off as prideful. I'm going to come off as arrogant. If I tell this person or these people no to this particular thing that they want me to do or something they're asking me to be a part of, they're going to think that I'm arrogant. They're going to think that I'm prideful. They're going to look at me like I think I am better. This is why I'm telling you all to not allow the spirit of humility to change you for the worse. When you are humble, and I talk about this a lot because it's very critical that the body of Christ knows this. You always have to know that, yes, we wear the coat of humility. We always should be humble, because when we try to exalt ourselves, God will humble us. But when we stay humble, then God will exalt us. Okay? See, when you try to put yourself out there and raise yourself up like you are just this important person or this superstar, or you want your name and face out there for different reasons, a lot of times God will have to sit you down. He will have to silence you. He will have to punish you and close doors in your face, or I should say he will allow certain doors to be closed in your face because you are going above and beyond to be known and to be seen. And so when you are walking with Christ, Christ was very humble. He was very humble, and he was God. And so he didn't really have to take this position of being humble, being meek, being lowly. But that is part of his character and who he is. And he was like this when he was in human form, walking the earth. So it's a beautiful thing. But the main thing that I want to let you all know before I continue the message is this: having a spirit of humility, it is such an attractive quality that any human being can have. It is such an attractive quality that is, it is not talked about. It's not. It's not talked about. It is not something that a lot of people, they spend a lot of time explaining and breaking down. But it's actually a flex. When you come across somebody that carries the spirit of humility, not fake humility, not forced humility, not the level of humility where they are allowing all these things and people to do and say whatever they want and things to go on and they just remain silent. No, but I'm saying someone that can simultaneously have the spirit of humility, but still be bold, still be confident, still be secure, still be soft if you are a woman, still be masculine if you are a man, but you still display the love of the Lord. This is why I don't want you all to lose sight and allow this spirit to turn you into somebody ugly, or you allow it to turn you into someone who is so unrecognizable to where people prey on your spirit of humility. You have got to know that just because you carry this spirit, it does not mean that you don't speak up when you don't like what's going on. It doesn't mean you don't speak up when you are being disrespected. It does not mean you don't speak up when you are uncomfortable or uneasy about something. It does not mean that you have to go along with the program that everybody presents to you if that is not really truly from your heart what you want to do. It doesn't mean that you're arrogant. It doesn't mean that you are cocky. It does not mean that you are prideful because you back away from certain things or certain people, or you don't allow certain things to be done and said to you. So in this message, if you all don't take anything else away from it, as I always say to you all, I want you to take away the fact that you can still be that bright shining star that you are. You can still be proud to be educated. You can still be proud to have financial stability. You can still be proud to be a happily married man or woman. You can still be proud that you are anointed and being used mightily by the Lord. You still can talk about other attributes that you have and accomplishments that you have and remain humble, but not to the point you are silent, you are hiding, you are afraid, you are not secure, you are not confident, and you are not really even social in certain settings that require you to be social. You have to find the balance. You have to find the balance, people of God. There is a balance with everything that we do. The Lord tells us to do certain things, not in excess, but in moderation. And so we all have our moment. We have our moment where the spotlight is on us. We have our moment where things flourish and they go full steam ahead in our lives. We have our moments where people will dote on us, where people will love on us, where certain people will brag on us. We will have our moments where what we are building, what we are doing, what we are knowledgeable about, what we have accomplished, it is the topic of conversation. But don't allow it to change you for the worse to where you feel like if you show any type of confidence or security that you are in error and that the enemy has gotten a hold of you and you really are not humble. This is what a lot of people will do. See, this is why you got to be secure as a woman and you have to be secure as a man, because when you do carry the spirit of humility, when someone talks down to you, and if in that moment you choose to stay silent and not address them or not say anything, they will probably assume that you are afraid of them or that you are a weak person. But there is a time and a place for you to confront certain people and for you to address certain things. But do not be at a place or a point where you never address certain things, all because you want to look like you are humble. And if you say any little thing, or if you confront somebody, or if you say no to this person, or if you cut this person off, or if you say, I don't want to go here, I don't want to go there, I don't want to smoke that, I don't want to drink that, whatever it is, then you feel like that's showing that you are prideful or arrogant, when really it's really not. Find your balance with what you do and who you are in the kingdom of God. Just like there is a moment for us to dress a certain way, and I'm not saying inappropriately, but I talked about this before. There is a time where if you are sent out to speak, or you are sent out to minister to people, you cannot be all glammed up around a certain caliber of people. It's a time and a place for that. Because if you come in a room full of people who are not at a place that you are financially, or they are homeless, or they are struggling, you don't want to evoke certain spirits in them, of them uh being insecure, or them being jealous, or them questioning their own self-worth or value. And so there's a time and a place where you can just wear your plain clothes. I'm not saying you go out to minister and you have holes in your clothes. I'm not saying you smell bad. I'm not saying your hair is all over your head. I'm not saying you got to have holes in your shoes, or that you can't even have on a pair of name brand shoes. But what I'm saying is that you have to tone it down for certain people in certain places. But then there's going to be a time where you can go all out. You can put on your best dress, your best suit, your best pair of heels, your best gym shoes. You can spray the expensive cologne. And you can do this because people do need to see that God's hand is on you. People do need to see where God brought you from. If part of your testimony is you used to be poor, you used to be broke, you used to be homeless, you used to have a spirit of financial difficulties, people do need to see that God has turned your situation around, and you need to be unapologetic about it. But overall, I just want you all to understand, and I want you all to know that you don't have to be silent because you're humble. Not in every situation you don't. You don't have to be afraid because you are humble. You don't have to hide yourself because you are humble. You don't have to allow anybody to talk down to you and call you out of your name and make assumptions about you, or even come with accusations against you because they know you're humble, or because you're humble, but you feel like if you correct them, or if you speak up and you explain a particular thing, that means you're prideful or arrogant. Don't allow your humility to get you to that place. Don't allow it to get you to that point. You don't ever have this air about yourself like you're better than other people. You don't have an error about yourself like everybody else is the scum of the earth until you walked in a room. You don't make other people believe that you are the smartest person walking this earth, and everything they do and say or whatever, that they're dumb. That's not what I'm saying, because some people that carry a spirit of humility, they pick and choose certain moments where they want to be humble. You ever notice that with certain people? They'll be humble as a little church mouse in certain settings. Yeah, in church, yeah, they humble. But outside of church, they act a complete fool. You won't even recognize them. And see, sometimes when you are humble, you will, well, I should say when you are humble, but you are starting to allow it to change you for the worse, you will become unrecognizable to people who really know you. People that know that you're a confident man or a confident woman, or you are an outspoken man or an outspoken woman, when you get to the place that you feel like just because you're supposed to be humble, that you got to be silent all the time, you got to hide all the time, you got to be afraid, you got to go along with certain things and certain people just because you feel like it's going to make you look like you all the way up here. No, no. Don't be unrecognizable to people that know you. Don't be unrecognizable, period. But this is what happens when you allow humility to change you for the worse. The Bible talks about how God, he will humble those who exalt themselves. And so you never exalt yourself, because God will, like I said, he'll close doors in your face. He'll allow doors to be closed in your face. He will silence you. Whatever God has to do to put you back in your place and keep you in a lane he has you in, that's what he's going to do when you try to go out here to be seen, to be noticed, and you just want to be this top-notch important person. But see, when you humble yourself in a healthy way, God will then exalt you. But don't ever allow the spirit of humility to change you for the worse, where people don't know you, where people don't recognize you, where you have forgotten about who you are. You've forgotten about what God has called you to do. You've forgotten about the courage and the boldness that He's placed in you to complete a certain task, or just you living your everyday life. Don't ever lose sight of who you know God has created you to be, because you wear the coat of humility. Find your balance. Find the balance. Find the healthy balance and the healthy boundaries. Because and I'll say it again, humility is very attractive. I cannot stress this enough to you all, how attractive a man is, ladies, that is humble. And it's not fake. It's not forced. You just know when you are in that man's presence, and when you are talking to him, you can simultaneously see, ooh, this brother is really confident. This brother is really secure. It's going to come out in his language, the way he's talking, the way he's responding, the way he's handling you and other people around him. You still see it. At the same time, you see that spirit of humility. The brother knows when to react. He knows when he cannot react. He knows when it's time to speak. He knows when it's time to be quiet. He knows when it's time to rebuke and correct, and where to rebuke and correct. He also knows when it's time to show grace, and when it's time to show patience and mercy, and withhold the rebuke and the correction for behind the scenes, or just hold off on it until God gives him the green light to address it, or to confront the person or the people who need to be checked and rebuked. The same thing applies for a woman. You can be around certain women. You may be a businesswoman. You may be a mighty woman of God. You may be a first lady. You may be a minister. You may be a psalmist or an evangelist, whatever you are. But you know when you come across women who have the spirit of humility, and it's in every good way, and you see the balance there. You see that woman still be bold, still be courageous, but still be feminine, still be soft, still be loving, still know how to correct at the appropriate time, still know when to rebuke at the appropriate time, still can tell someone no in love, still can show love when people are not showing her love. She knows who she is. It does not matter what people think about her. It does not matter what people say about her. Her countenance does not change. See, you all better start paying attention to this. There are some people with their humility, like I said, if it's not outright fake, they pick and choose when they want to be humble instead of being humble all the way through. You'll be able to tell in a lot of scenarios if somebody truly is just humble, period. It's in them, versus someone who is performing like they have the spirit of humility. You'll see it. It's some people, they're very, very humble until they get a little money in their pocket, or they're really humble until they get a real nice outfit, or they're humble. This gonna sound real simple to you all, but I've seen it too many times. You'll see a certain woman, even a man, and they'll get a haircut, or they'll get their little hair done, and they are, oh man, they are just unrecognizable, in the sense of they have become so ugly. They have that sharp haircut, that flawless hairstyle, or that flawless weave or wig, whatever, or perm, whatever they got going on in their head. But they start talking about other people whose hair is not done, or who hair is not cut, or who does not have money, or they don't have on a top-notch outfit to their personal liking. Pay attention to that, guys. See, that's when you start allowing your spirit of humility to change you. And it could go either way. It could change you to where you become a monster when you are not humble, or it could change you for the worse where you become unrecognizable and you are not talking anymore. You are not social anymore. You are not outspoken anymore. You allow people to do and say whatever they want to you, and you a totally different person. Don't allow your spirit of humility to change you for the worse. That's the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have taken offense to anything I spoke about in this video message, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.